Hello and welcome back to First Chapter. Now before we go to Valleria Lakeshore, I have a surprise for you. In the form of a new issue of the Liberl News. Breaking story, the Lin Saga continues. Ransom received. A Royal Army representative reports that the Grand Cell Liberl Orbalship Corporation and Liberl Royal Family alike have received letters claiming responsibility for the Lind incident. The criminals refer to themselves as the Capua family and demand a hefty sum of money rumored to be in the millions of Mera to secure the passenger's safety. Who is the Capua family? These so-called Sky Bandits are a group of marauders operating from Imperial airspace all the way into the Bose region. Their exact numbers are unknown, but they are believed to be around 24 strong. The need for cooperative efforts. With the incident quickly turning from search and rescue to hostage negotiation, collaboration between the Royal Army and the Bracer Guild seems the best possible course of action. When questioned on the subject, a guild representative stated that the relationship between the two parties has seen worse times, but is still less than civil. Given this idealistic divide, the partnership seems extremely unlikely. Bose's mayor, Miss Maybell, has launched an independent investigation through the guild, but still laments that the Royal Army won't share their information. This is no time for jurisdictional disputes, she says. Both parties need to work together. Having inherited the mayorship from her late father at only 21, Miss Maybell is known as a very wise young lady. Whether or not either party will heed her advice, however, remains to be seen. Technology. Enter the Arcel. At long last, this high-speed cruiser takes to the skies. With rigging a whopping 42 arch in length, the pride and joy of the Zeiss Central Factory has finally been completed and transferred into the stewardship of the Royal Guard. Watch out, do-batters! Although not airborne yet, the Arcel is scheduled for an operational test flight within the next few days, to the excitement of all involved. Due to the delays in its orbital engine development, however, only a basic performance evaluation will be conducted at this time. Culture, The 100 Days War. Book review. 10 years have passed since the war, and I'm sure we all remember the endless reports of casualties and destruction. Making an objective assessment of events a ludicrous proposition. That's exactly what this book sets out to do, however, by compiling accounts from virtually every possible source to paint a clear picture of what happened behind the scenes and how the war came to be. History demanded a book like this be written, and on this dubious anniversary, I think everyone should give it a look. Travel. Finding the perfect getaway. The Maple Leaf Inn, nestled in the corner of the quaint Elmo village in southern Zeiss, within walking distance of the Republic's borders, is the most luxurious hot spring resort this reviewer has ever seen. Its tranquil eastern aesthetic, abundant natural springs, and outstanding eastern cuisine are nothing short of dazzling, but the true reason to visit is indeed the soak itself. For you see, the Maple Leaf Inn is renowned for its open-air baths, an understandably embarrassing prospect to some, but those who succumb will be glad they did. Taking in the warm waters while gazing up at the starry sky is truly a breathtaking experience, and best of all, towels are optional. Also, that technology report, that looked a little familiar, didn't it? Even if you're completely new to Trails in the Sky, you may have recognized that airship from the animated opening. That's the Arcel, the white wings of Liberl. Isn't she a beauty? Maybe we'll be hearing more about her in the future. But for now, let's get on over to Valleria Lakeshore. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of reading in this this video. In fact, I know it. Just bypass these monsters. Screw you. I have a lakeshore to see. And is it a beautiful one? So this is the North Shore of Valleria Lake, huh? It certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice, pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip. You mean it's not? I at least intend to toss my cares to the wind for a while. Taking cat naps in a rocking boat by day, and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Come on, everyone. I was joking. We can enjoy a vacation anytime, but now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Olivier Lindheim, know enough to get my priorities straight. I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not. Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Well, we can inquire here. Talk. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Please let me know if you would like to stay. That didn't help. Also, this guy will sell you a sit-down meal, I think. In fact, I know who we're looking for. But he's not over here. Turning the camera around for nothing. He's over here. Man with pole. Could I ask you something? Wow, he's not responding at all. He must be really into his fishing. So this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed. Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. The man seems to be concentrating on his fishing. Are you serious? Oh, I think I remember what I have to do. I think I have to talk to the guy in the kitchen. He should know him. Talk. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Are you all here to stay? Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it? We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves to fish? Well, pretty much everybody here who stays here loves to fish. We heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who that might be? Oh, are you talking about old man Kawano? If you're talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd. Lloyd? I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems as though he's a member of the Fisherman's Guild there. He sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So, you're saying he's that old man fishing out back? Ooh, unique dialogue. Now I'm glad I did that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud. Whoops. Yo, Lloyd. Excuse me. Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind but fishing. It looks like this is where my skills come into play. What are you? Just sit back and enjoy. Olivier leaned over, and with a smile that left all kinds of things up to interpretation, blew into the man's ear. Oh my goodness, what in the... Who are you kids? Where did you come from? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Olivier. Yeah, that was pretty low. How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name? We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us? I see. So you heard from Mr. Kawano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago. Knew it. Could we get you to fill us in a little more on the details? Before that, are you all bracers or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime? We can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility. Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn, dead tired after a day of battling it out with this lake's guardian. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds. Now hold on a minute. What do you mean by this lake's guardian? I'm glad you asked. This guardian is a giant salmon that swims the murky depths of Valleria Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fishing lovers for over a decade. Crap, I shouldn't have asked. Looks like you've thrown a log onto the Maniac's fire. Is it really that huge of a fish like you say? You bet your last merit it is. And I've been chasing the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valleria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it had appeared in these parts, so I came a-running from the royal city. Huh, now that's what I like to call passion. I can completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such. In your case, steel is more accurate. Ahem. How about we get back to our story? So, Lloyd, what happened when you came back from fishing that night? Oh, right. I had returned the boat and was on my way into the inn, and when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building. Onto the road? In the middle of the night? Yep, no doubt about it. They headed out onto the New Ansel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing. Thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something. Ghosts? There were ghosts out here? Just so you know, the two I saw were a young couple. They might have been two lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them. Don't tell me anymore. Oh, brother. A bracer that's afraid of ghosts. The guild is doomed. Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff. Now. Isn't your being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold. You'd better watch out because this little kitten bites. Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be one with a purpose and reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing. What do you mean by that? I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure, but it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform. A school uniform? It couldn't be. It wasn't one from the General Academy, was it? Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha. My niece goes there as well, and it looks exactly like the same as the one she wears. I see. This whole event just got a whole lot more interesting. It's her. I know it's that lying tomboy for sure. We're finally onto her trail. What? So she's an acquaintance of yours? Then while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything they'll regret later on. If my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight. Is that true? Yep, we'll be back here in 2 days is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information. Just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now. Now that this is off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work. Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. He mentioned something about a fisherman's guild too. I wonder what kind of group that is. So how's this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Shara explained that they encountered Josette and Relent. I see. That seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is the night, huh? Yeah. And it looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight. Alright, let's go ask the receptionist about a room. Yay, now we're staying here. What a great excuse for a vacation. Will you be staying with us here tonight? Yeah, that's the plan. Hold on, Estelle. If there's anything that we haven't taken care of, we'd better do it now. I don't want to head back to Bose after we've gotten a room. I guess you're right. Alright then. Please come with me. I'll show you to your room. This is where you will be staying. I will leave you here, so please relax until dinner is served. This is quite a nice room. It has a certain atmosphere that you just don't find back in the city. Yeah, it's great, huh? It wasn't that expensive either. What to do now? How about we relax until it gets dark? What a nice idea. I'd be more than happy to just do that, but is it really okay to take it easy? Rest when you can. That's a part of a bracer's job too. This is our free time, so let's enjoy a meal, take a stroll, or something else. Wow, what a picturesque view! The entire lake looks like it's glowing. Too bad we can't see the royal city on the opposite shore because of the haze. But from here, it's easy to tell that this is the biggest lake in the kingdom. This lake is like a fisher's dream come true. I bet it'd be a blast to throw a line in those waters. Then how about it? It might be a nice change of pace for you. Yeah, maybe I will. What are you going to do, Joshua? Me? Let's see. There's a book I've been meaning to read, so maybe I'll just sit in that chair and relax. How old are you again? Only geezers talk about sitting back and relaxing. Young boys are supposed to get out and move their bodies. I'll leave that part to you. Sometimes you can be such a drag. Oh well, I should hurry up and decide on a fishing spot. Somewhere around that pier looks like it might be a lucky spot for bites. Okay, I need to go get a rod. Now, Trails loves its fishing, but oddly enough in this game, this is your only opportunity to do it, I believe. Okay, how am I supposed to do this? I think I have to check these fishing rods out first. There are some fishing rods propped against the rack. And then I can ask to borrow one, I think? Or not. Maybe I have to inspect the pier a little bit more closely. Whoops. Keep doing that. Because it spits you out in the opposite direction in which you were walking. Easy mistake to make. There we go. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Crap, I don't have a fishing pole. I wonder if somebody at the inn has a spare I can borrow. Alright, let's try that again. Also, I believe there's a trophy for like fishing a number of times at this spot, which I don't have. Or an achievement, I mean, but I'll do that someday off camera. I'm not going to waste your time too much with fishing. Do you have a fishing pole I could borrow? Yes, of course we do. They're right over here, and they're free to use for anyone watching here. Wow, really? Score! This is a pretty nice rod to be loaning out to everyone. Alright then, I'll put it to good use. Please enjoy yourself. No, there's Joshua. He's gonna read a book. Aren't you going to fish? The pier looks like a nice spot. How about you try too, Joshua? You're not so bad yourself, you know. Just not as good as you. I think I'll just sit here and watch if all the fishing practice has paid off. Alright, let's give it a go. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Start fishing. Let's see. From this pier, which would be the best place to drop a line? I don't think it matters. You can fish wherever you want. I think what you fish up depends on what you pick, but whatever. Right around here looks nice. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishies. Now, what should I do about bait? Use a live bait. Alright, let's sit back and relax and see what we come up with. Estelle really, really loves fishing. Like the JRPG protagonist that she is. Sweet, I got a bite. Now this is the critical part. How should I bring it up? Alright, let's see what we got. A smelt. What a little fishy. Joshua's gonna make fun of me if he sees this. Should I just eat it now or hide the evidence? Let's see. What should I do now? Quit. Give up. The name of the game. The back down. Man, it's already starting to get dark. I guess I ended up with a pretty good catch after all. One smelt. Check this out, Joshua. Look what I caught. Huh? Joshua? What's this? The book 100 Days War seemed to have been left on the table. Estelle picked it up. I wonder if Joshua just forgot this. For being so sharp, he can sure miss things sometimes. I guess I'll just have to take it to him myself. Then again, I wonder where he could have taken off to. Alright, ignore that cut. Let's read this book. The 100 Days War. This is the one that was written about in the issue of the Liberl News. Outbreak of War. In spring 1192 of the Septian calendar, a single cannon shot shook the Haken Gate situated in the north part of the Liberl Kingdom. This marked the beginning of an invasion later known as the 100 Days War, and the moment in which the raging golden stallion assailed the noble white falcon. During this time, the Haken Gate was little more than a reinforced medieval rampart. It easily succumbed to the round fired by one of the Empire's Reinford Company-built Orbal tanks, leaving a section of the aged barrier fractured beyond repair. And as the Liberl Kingdom's other defensive walls were hit in succession by a fuselage of cannonballs, they too fell under the explosive impact and were reduced to a mountain of rubble. Declaration of War. At about the same time that this first cannon shot was fired, a single letter from the Erebonian embassy located in the royal city was delivered to Queen Alicia. More specifically, it was a writ containing a declaration of war by the Erebonian Empire upon the Liberl Kingdom. In terms of diplomatic wisdom, the propriety of the declaration was established by being handled prior to the preemptive strike, but in this instance there was hardly a difference in time between when the two occurred. In short, firing the shot at the exact moment war was declared on the Liberl Kingdom made it possible for the Erebonian Empire to guise their preemptive strike as one of legitimacy when the first bombshell hit. This could be referred to as a new diplomatic war tactic, though one incapable of being employed without a meticulous level of planning used in concert with an Orbal communication system. Blitz tactics. After the destruction of the Haken Gate, the Imperial Army began its invasion of Liberl in earnest. Overall, its troop strength was made up of 13 divisional units. This proved to be roughly half of the Empire's entire military force, and was such a massive deployment that it exceeded 3 times that of Liberl's entire royal army. Within a month after the outbreak of war, the Imperial Army had occupied nearly all the Liberl territory. Only the Grand Cell region and Lyson Fortress, situated just off the shore of Valleria Lake, remained in opposition. So rapidly were these blitz tactics carried out that even the Calvard Republic, an ally of the Liberl Kingdom and long rival of the Erebonian Empire, never had the opportunity to dispatch auxiliary forces to aid its partner. However, in a following attempt by the Imperial Army to take direct control over the Zai Central Factory and Malga Mine, they instead found themselves on the verge of being forced to surrender to Queen Alicia, who remained entrenched within the royal city. Staging a counterattack. 2 months following the outbreak of war, the battle situation was altered in a way which no one could have previously anticipated. Unbeknownst to the Erebonian army, 3 patrol ships were quietly being developed behind the walls of Lyson Fortress. Upon completion, they were put under the direction of veteran Commander General Morgan, and a large-scale counterattack was launched. These patrol ships, shielded by armor far superior to the tanks of their Imperial counterparts, had mounted with a substantial amount of high-performance Orbal weaponry, had also managed to boost their speed to over 1800 Selge per hour. Using these crafts, an independent mobile force lauded as the elite of the elite, Liberl's forces mounted an attack and quickly recaptured the checkpoints connecting the various regions. And as this strike was underway, they simultaneously launched an amphibious attack from Lyson Fortress, and one by one, defeated the remaining isolated Imperial divisions. The end of hostilities. After just 3 months following the outbreak of war, the larger part of the Imperial Army's remaining divisions finally surrendered. However, as capitulation was at hand, there were indications of a surge of further reinforcements from the Imperial homeland, a move which galvanized other continental nations to follow suit and join the Calvard Republic in supporting Liberl. Together, they lambasted the Empire, and a formidable group of allied forces began to materialize. Amidst all the chaos, the Septian Church, in cooperation with the Racer Guild, called for an armistice, and after approximately 100 days from the start of the war, the hostilities came to an end. In the following year of 1193, in the Orbal Villa on the outskirts of the royal city, a peace treaty was signed by both the Liberl and Erebonian sides. Although no indemnification was made, an official apology was offered up by the Imperial government, as they expressed that they had made a grievous error attributed to a tragic incident occurring within their borders. There you go. So to sum up, Ereboni and Liberl got into a war 10 years ago. Ereboni just suddenly, without warning from the Liberlian side, decided to attack Hawken Gate and immediately declared war officially by way of their embassy. And, well, they got into a big war, obviously. It's left a big scar on the kingdom. Estelle lost her mother. We'll meet surely other people who were affected by the events of the war. And the war, the reason why the Empire invaded, you could draw it down to a couple reasons. For one, like, obviously, we start the series in Liberl, and Ereboni is obviously not being depicted in a very kind light. They kind of seem like dicks. And that's going to be a trend that's not going to stop anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. Ereboni is not exactly the hero of the Sumerian continent, exactly. A lot of countries do not like them. And it's mainly because there's the perception that they're a bit too militaristic and quick to start trouble and cause wars and try to annex things. And even though this all happened 10 years ago, in some respects, that hasn't changed too much. Ereboni is still not all that great even now in 1202. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just in their nature as to why the 100 Days War started. But then there's this weird excuse they offered up in response to this peace treaty signing that happened 9 years ago, which is like, something happened inside of our borders. It kind of seems like something got swept under the rug. Hey there, laddie. What are you doing whittling away the evening in a place like this? Not much. How about yourself? Are you done fishing or are you heading back into battle? No, I've already had my fill. It sure has been a while since I did, though. Oh, that reminds me. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. You said you were going to read, but you ended up leaving your book on the table. You should be more careful with your stuff. Oh, that. I actually finished reading it. My eyes were starting to feel a bit tired, so I thought I'd take a walk for a change. Liar. What? You're hiding your feelings again, aren't you? I can tell that's what you're doing. And besides, that's not really fair. You always find a way to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. And while I may not be as reliable as Dad, I can still give you a shoulder to lean on. Sorry. It's times like these when you should say thank you and not apologize. You may be smart, Joshua, but sometimes you don't seem to know what's most important. You're probably right. Thanks, Estelle. Very good. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, right. And in return, how about you play me a song on your harmonica? As you wish. Is the Whereabouts of Light good for you? Yep, that's the one I wanted to hear. I wonder why it is that when I hear the sound of your harmonica in the evening like this, it makes me want to cry. So you're still not going to ask? About my past, I mean. We promised, remember? You were going to tell me when you felt like it, and I wasn't going to ask, right? And considering that 5 years have passed, it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. Yeah, it has been 5 years, hasn't it? How can you just live with me for that long and not have a million questions? That day, your father came home with this beat-up kid. Some random stranger who never says a word about his past. Why'd you take him in like that? Well, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. Besides, you're family now, Joshua. And like I said before, I know you pretty well. You love books, you're a weapons geek, and you've got a serious knack for just about anything that comes your way. You're kind and fair, but you've also got a way of not letting others inside by using politeness like a shield. Now wait a minute. And you're caring. And lonely. Of course, I don't know everything about your past. If you want to make comparisons, I don't know a whole lot about Dad's past either. But it doesn't mean that he and I aren't family, right? Being a family for us has more to do with me knowing his personality, his habits, the food he likes. You know, the kinds of things that only I would know firsthand. And you're no different, Joshua. You make it nearly impossible to argue with you. You know that? It's been like that since the first time we met. And you gave me that flying kick to the gut as I was lying in bed. Wounded, I might add. Did I really do that? Yeah, injured and all. More than once. I'm sure it was just a bit of childish play. Blame Dad for my lack of social graces. Yeah, sure. Nice excuse. But anyway, Estelle. What? Let's make sure we solve this whole airliner mystery. I don't know if Dad's been captured or anything. Let's resolve this with our own hands. Sure. That's exactly what I intend to do. How about we head back into the inn? I'm sure supper is ready by now. Great idea. I'm starving. We need to eat our fill so we're ready for tonight. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your book, Joshua. Oh, right. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. I'm actually done with it. And at this point, it just ended up being bulk weight. I wonder what I should do with it. It looks like a pretty difficult book, but do you think if I spent some time with it, I'd understand? Unfortunately, there's not unique dialogue for like the fact that we already read it, but whatever. I'm sure you'd be fine. There's already a lot of stuff you know in there anyway. So, do you want to take a stab at it, Estelle? Sure, I'll give it a shot. This just lets you keep it in your inventory. So if you haven't read it by now, you can, or if you want to return to it later. Whoops. I meant to talk to these two. Look at Ollie. Someone got their butt kicked. Help a fellow out. I'm begging you. I can't take another drink. Wow. I think I just reconsidered my opinion of you, Olivier. It's pretty rare for anyone to still be conscious after a night of wine with Shara. Well, didn't the two of you come at a good time? How about having a drink together? You're both good for that, right? We're going to eat dinner now, so the answer is no. Come on, you two. When I say let's drink, we drink. You're going to make me very angry if you don't sit down for a glass of wine with me. Oh, great. She's already reached stage 2, rage mode. Don't worry, Shara. Olivier said he's good for another couple rounds. How about having him keep you company? What? So you can still drink more, can you? Joshua, how could you just give me to her like that? I can't. Don't you feel sorry for the poor guy? I don't know. Should I? You're like a little demon and cute at the same time, too. At least the fish are polite here. I guess he'll be just fine. Now how about we sit at the counter? I'd hate to bother the two of them. Right, good idea. Please, Shara, I'm pleading with you. You and the fish. Don't pour me another glass. Oh, he's totally plastered. Looks like even a guy who takes his sweet time for everything couldn't stand up to a drunken Shara. Oh wow, what a night of drinking. I've been so busy lately I haven't been able to enjoy myself like this for a while. And you're not even red in the face either from all that alcohol. Are you sure you haven't had some special kind of training, Shara? It could have been all the bizarre liquors I drank while I was in the troop. You know, like the ones with scorpions and apes in them. I might have built up a resistance that way, but who knows. Somehow, I don't think that's the case. By the way, what do you plan on doing with him? He's pretty much useless as he is. Let's just let him sleep. He looks so peaceful now, and we wouldn't want to disturb him. There's a very high possibility that we'll have a direct encounter with the Sky Bandits tonight. And getting a civilian wrapped up in the middle of it all wouldn't be a good idea. Don't tell me you got Olivier drunk so he wouldn't be able to come along, didn't you? Well, of course I did, and he'll thank me in the long run too, after his raging hangover anyway. And so that whole time, you were just toying with him, weren't you? Let's see, it's getting late. Let's hurry and begin our stakeout around the inn. Don't skirt around the issue, Shara. Quiet you. For the time being, we're going to circle up to the far pier. Understood. Alright then, let's go. Actually, let me inspect him a little further. Shara, please. I can't take another. He's fine. Let's save out here. See what goes on. I don't see anyone. I don't know what kind of business those siblings could have here, but do you think they'll really show up? There's no guarantee, of course, but if Lloyd's information has any truth to it, my best guess is that they'll be here. However, if we move around too much, there's the possibility we'll be seen and they'll take off. Since the Sky Bandits are supposed to come from the road, it might be a good idea to watch the area. Right, so where should we watch from? We need a place where we can see the road without being noticed ourselves. A place like that would be ideal. Well, I think I know the place. Let's go back inside the inn. And, here we go. Hey, what's that? There they are. Well, looks like we're a little early, huh? Yeah, it seems that way. You know, if this were the middle of the day, we could have gotten ourselves a bite to eat on the way. Quit talking nonsense. We're outlaws, remember? Now let's hurry up and get moving. Well, wait for me, Kyle. I should have known it'd be them. Looks like they're headed for the far pier. I wonder what they intend to do. Shall we take a look and find out? Let's try to get as close as we can without being noticed. Wait, yeah, there's a staircase over here. I never had to go inside at all. Oh, I guess I have to go down the stairs. There we go. I should have figured they wouldn't be here yet. They always come exactly on time. I really hate those guys. They act like they're so superior. And to be honest, they're kind of scary. No doubt about that. They are quite the clandestine bunch. But there's not much we can do about it. This is an order from Dawn. This seems to be a good place. Yeah, we can hear every word they're saying too. Hey, Kyle? Don't you think Dawn's been acting a bit strange recently? It's just not like him if you ask me. You know, the whole hijacking of airliners thing. Well, I admit it was lucrative. Now we've got the army clamping down on us full scale. Not to mention those annoying bracers are now involved. And he's gone and taken hostages and demanded a ransom in return. No matter how I think about it, it seems like Dawn has gone way overboard this time. In the end, you'll always be just a girl. Deep down, You're just not cut out to run with the bad crowd. Excuse me? Okay, maybe not the best wording, but I meant it as a compliment. If things are getting too tough for you, you're always welcome to try salvaging a life back home. It shouldn't be too hard to get by as long as you don't set your sights too high. Although, admittedly, it is a bit colder than in Liberl. Do you think you can treat me like a kid, and I'm not going to get angry? I'd like to see you get by without me, and without your crap cooking and all, not to mention the laundry. Do you really want to go back to your burnt toast and turning your underwear inside out? Okay. I see your point, and I really am sick of toast, burnt or otherwise. But anyway, think about what I said before it gets too late to back out. Now, getting back to what you said earlier, I do have to agree that Don has been acting pretty weird. Does he expect us to keep fishing for ransom? We should take what we can get. And I'd like to believe that Don is smart enough to see that. Don't you think he started acting strangely about the time that guy showed up? That's the only thing I can think of as to why he started acting like this. Yeah, he was the one who introduced us to those other guys too. He might have even gotten Don to buy into his ideas. Who is that guy and he? That's certainly a good question. Huh? What's that over there? What's what? It looks like whoever it was they were waiting for finally showed up. Looks like you made it. On time as usual, huh? You could have come a little early for a change, or even late. Definitely not my type, that's for sure. Say what you will, but we're trained to be punctual. Now if that displeases you, then let me offer my sincerest apology. Relax, I was just being sarcastic. Now I know you guys are definitely not the type I want to be around. Enough already, we don't have time for that. Now, how about we get down to business? Have there been any other developments since last time? Yes. In fact, Her Majesty has finally made a move. She intends to contribute to the ransom from her own assets. Seriously? We're going to get paid out of the Queen's own pocket? I guess we're pretty close to getting the money then, right? How about the Royal Army? Is there any indication that they've figured out where our hideout is? Not yet. It's only a matter of time until they do. We've received reports and the members of the Bracer Guild are on the move as well. At any rate, on the morning of your payoff, you'll need to leave your hideout behind. Yeah, no problem there. We just happened to run into the temporary shelter by chance. Don shouldn't have any regrets about it either. There are way too many suspicious types involved in this. What do you want to do, Shara? Should we just storm in? Shoot them all? Let ADO sort them out? I've got a much better idea. A better idea? These two siblings appearing here means that the Sky Bandits airship is parked somewhere nearby. There's not much we could do if they got away again, so how about we try taking that out first? I see. Take away their means of escape, right? I'm down for that. How about you, Joshua? Joshua? Oh, right. Take out the airship first, right? Yeah, I think it's a good idea too. What's wrong? Your face looks really tense all of a sudden. It's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure it's just my mind playing tricks on me. We don't have much time. We've got to get out onto the road and start looking for that airship before they finish their meeting. Well, save again. Let's go. I wonder if we can get like a little bit of an extra peek. Nope. We need to find that airship first. Let's head up to the road and start searching for it. Can you actually see their character models from here? Oh yeah, a little bit. You can see Josette. Normally that wouldn't be possible in the original version without this aspect ratio change. The party took the road in search of the location of the airship. And... they're over by the Emerald Tower. So they're parked in front of the Emerald Tower, huh? This is definitely the perfect place to land since it's off the main road. So what do you want to do, Shara? Should we subdue them? That's one way to go about things. But there's more than double their numbers since the last time we encountered them. Don't worry, even with twice as many guys, they're no match for us. So how about we take them all on at once? I don't know if that's the best way to go about things. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Wait. Keep it down, or they're going to hear you. Well, isn't this a surprise? I can't believe you're standing here after the state you were in before. Your tolerance is impressive. Who do you think you were talking to? Rather than miss a minute of your fair company, I dutifully puked my guts up and dumped a bucket of cold water over my head. Voila, I was good to go. I don't know about that. I think I hear your liver screaming somewhere in there. That's some serious tenacity. Come on, I couldn't let you all enjoy the fun by yourselves, right? I had just come out of the inn when I saw you guys hit the road, so I came running from behind to catch up with you. I guess I went a little too easy on you. Maybe I should have had you down all that brandy at once. You'd have put me to sleep for good if you had done that, Shara. But anyway, fighting the Sky Bandits here would lack finesse, don't you think? I don't think that's the issue here. No, I'm serious. Even if you subdue them all and manage to arrest the two siblings, there's still a chance they won't tell you where their hideout is. And they might even use the hostages as leverage to demand their release. Well, there's a risk involved with whatever course of action we take. Or do you have a good plan on how we can avoid taking such a risk? Boy do I ever. Listen up, everyone. Okay. But if you blow in my ear, I'm seriously going to punch your lights out. Kyle, Josette. It's good to see you made it back. I didn't think you'd be gone so long. So talks took longer than expected, huh? Yeah, but we're nearing an end with our negotiations. We also managed to get a great deal of information about what's going on with the Royal Army. So what you're saying is... Yep, we'll be getting the ransom money within a few days. We'll finally be one step closer to making our dream a reality. We did it! Sweet! Cool it down, guys. It's a little too early to be excited yet. For the moment, we need to get back to the hideout and report to Dawn. Alright everyone, pack up and let's get out of here. Roger that! The temperature outside is 69.8 degrees with 15% humidity. What measurement of temperature is that? You would think it's Fahrenheit, but why would the Trilogy universe be using Fahrenheit? Huh. I wonder if it was originally in Celsius and then Exceed localized it into Fahrenheit. There's a southwest wind blowing at a speed of 12 arch. There are no orbital reactions in the surrounding area. Looks like the army isn't patrolling here. Activate the orbital engine and begin transmitting orbital energy to each section of the airship. Aye, sir. Orbital engine activated. Transmission of orbital energy to all sections underway. Orbital floater started. Orbital driver started. Stabilizers all green. Alright, lift off. Aye, sir. Set the drive rate to 40% and maintain cruising speed. However, make sure that we can switch to battle speed at any time. Aye, sir. Looks like we'll make it back before morning. Yeah. I'm ready for some serious shut-eye myself, but I've got to report to Dawn first. Huh? Did you just hear something? No, I didn't hear anything. That's odd. I could have sworn it came from below deck. Maybe it's just a mouse or something. I'll have to clean up the place when I can find some free time. Oh, look, it's the Nibble Valley. Or the Nibble Valley, as Estelle put it. Boy, am I tired. Ever since we came here, my night and day have been completely reversed. We just gotta tough things out a little longer, and then we can say goodbye to this horrible life. With Dawn as our leader, we can't go wrong. But don't you think Dawn's been acting a little strange lately? I mean, he's kind of scary to talk to these days. How about you knock that crap off? If Kyle or just said heard you talking like that, they'd beat you upside the head. But it's just that. I'm sure you're just tired from lack of sleep. Let's hurry and finish up here and get some rest. You're welcome to take a rest now if you like. You're those. You're too late. Preemptive attack. Get wrecked. Phew. Looks like we were able to get in here without any trouble. I'm amazed that little plan actually worked. I guess we all have to thank you this time. But seriously, I was getting pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what we were going to do if we got caught stowing away. Well, even if we were discovered, we just have to take control of the airship. And we would have had an advantage fighting against this lot and those type quarters. Superior numbers mean nothing without space to maneuver in. Olivier, so you thought that far ahead, taking all of these factors into account, huh? Not in a million years. Are you kidding? I said we thought it would be fun to infiltrate an enemy base. I think we would have been better off if you said nothing at all. Give the poor guy a break. At least we were able to get in here without incident. Anyway, this looks like somewhere in the Nibble Valley. The Nibble Valley? Like the one on the border of Bose and Relent? Well, that explains why it's so misty outside. And this is definitely terrain covered with extreme differences in height, which prevent the landing of any large aircraft. Looks like your guess was right, Shara. Yeah, well, it didn't seem to help us much in getting here. But anyhow, we don't have any time to be hanging around here. We'll need to subdue the Sky Bandits and ensure the safety of the hostages being held captive. And of course, your father Cassius too. Right, understood. So you can jump back onto this thing, and inside, as you saw in the cutscene, is an orbital charging station. I don't really need to use it though, I just wanted to show that it was there. I guess it doesn't hurt to poke around a little bit. Get a good look at the bandit airship. Can't go up the ladder though. Alright, that's all there is to it. Oh, here are the guys we knocked out. Can't interact with them though. They're just taking a little bit of a nap. See, there's the Nibble Valley with a big JPEG in the background too. Oh, that loading screen took a little longer than expected. Alright, so this place acts as a dungeon. Somewhere inside of here there are chests. There are also monsters. Why would there be monsters in their hideout? It doesn't make any sense. Or whatever. But inside of one of these like rooms, these side paths, is something I actually am looking for. It's not this though, it's not Scorpion. I think that's a gun for Ollie. Somewhere inside of one of these rooms is that ring that woman from the South Block of Bose lost. So I need to retrieve that. There's also one other thing I need to find. EP charge, not that. Let's see, is this the cannon path? It's not. This is a side room. What we got here? Jeweled ring. I think that's the ring. That's what we were looking for. This chest is empty. How tragic. Actually, it's not tragic at all. It's going to help me get bracer points. But one other thing to find in this dungeon. In fact, I should create a save file. Just on the crazy off chance that I completely miss it. The voices of some men can be heard. It sounds like some of the grunts. Shall we rush the room? Yeah, let's do it. Huh? Oh, you guys new around here? Like in your freaking dreams. Are these guys for real? But if you're not new here, then who are you? What? Are you supposed to be intruders? Bingo. We're with the Bracer Guild. I think it would be best if you surrendered. Forget that. We won't give up without a fight. That's a lot of them. There's like, what, 6? I wish I could just use Joshua's S-Craft again. Oh well. That's not really an option. I can do a little bit of this. Oh no, actually that delay is going to be too big. Estelle, would you like to do a big hurricane on these losers? Alright, rip. You've been brained by Estelle Bright. Alright, now where are the hostages? If you don't start talking, there are going to be some serious consequences involving a whip. Do what you want with us. We're not going to talk. Oh, is that so? Let me handle this, Estelle. Sure. Can't say I didn't warn you guys. Ugh. Honestly, I'm being quite gentle with you. Don't think for a second that you're allowed to pass out yet. If you start talking, maybe I'll be kind enough to let you... Yikes. They're down below. Some of our crew are guarding them. Very good. Now, where are your leaders? Kyle and Gisette, right? Forget it, lady. Do your worst. No one will tell you where they are. So the hostages are one thing, but you're not going to sell out your bosses, huh? I guess there's only one thing left to do. Ugh. Holy Stragus! Shears is as unforgiving as ever. This? No. I've been far more unforgiving. Any masochist would be thrilled to make your acquaintance, Shara. And my whip would be thrilled to make yours. Maybe some other time. It looks like the hostages are being held down below. Let's hurry. Alright, continuing onwards. Oh, look at this gross monster. Take a peek in here. Nope. Alright, somewhere I'm gonna find the thing I'm looking for. I guess it's on the lower level. Anyone have a clue what this place is? It's way too big for these bandits to have built, and it seems pretty ancient. It almost feels like a stronghold of some sort, and I agree. This place is pretty old. I wonder if people used hidden forts like this one as hideouts back then. As far as I've heard, the turmoil following the Great Collapse continued on for several hundred years. So it doesn't seem that strange to me that something like this is still around. The Great Collapse? The collapse of the ancient Siberian civilization, which existed more than 1200 years ago. It's said that a huge natural catastrophe wiped them out. Oh, you mean like Professor Alba said before? I'll tell you what though, for being a place this hard to find, someone's got some seriously bad taste in hideouts. Not to mention there are all sorts of monsters lurking around in here too. I wonder if this is how all men like to live. Shara, just what kind of men are you hanging out with? I like that they acknowledge the fact that there are monsters in here for some reason. And wow, I think that's the first time in the universe you get to hear the term the Great Collapse. Even though I already talked about it. I think it's fair to know. It's fair to try to let people have a little bit of an idea of what the premise of the series is. Otherwise it takes 10.5 hours until it brings it up. What do we got here? Bear assault. This chest is empty because you emptied it. Funny how that works, no? Let's check in here. Here we go. What's this? I'm guessing it's an Orbal vacuum. It looks like the newest model, so it's probably stolen. Interesting. Huh? What's this? There's something stuffed inside. Found the black notebook. A notebook? Yep, that's what it looks like to me. But what's something like this doing inside a vacuum? It's probably something important. Let's hold on to it just in case. Yeah, good idea. That'll come in handy later. Alright, that's all the things I needed to find in here. Now let me just save, because I don't want to go too far into this hideout and advance the story. Ah, monster. That's all this room's for, just that one monster. In fact, we're getting very close to the end, I think, anyway. I have been through this location a couple of times. The voices of some men can be heard. I can hear somebody talking again. Shall we rush the room? Let's do it. Who are you guys supposed to be? Bracers? How'd you get in here? It looks like the hostages are just held in the room just beyond here. I think it's time you surrendered quietly or else. Don't kid yourself. Let's get them. Okay, these guys are spread out a little further, so I'm not going to be able to hurricane them to death with the cell. Get most of them, though.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks, Ollie. What's going on out there? It seems a bit loud for just an internal squabble. Is everyone alright? We're with the Bracer Guild, and we've come to rescue you. Seriously? We're saved? We've taken care of the guards, so you don't need to worry about anything for the moment. Really? We've been saved? I'm Grant, captain of the airliner, Lind. I don't know how to express my gratitude for what you've done for us here today. You can thank us after we've gotten you out of here. By the way... Huh? It doesn't look like he's here. Who? Are these all the hostages? Yes, that's correct. This is everybody who was on the Lind, including crew and passengers. That can't be right. Wasn't there a man by the name of Cassius Bright on this flight? He's a member of the Bracer Guild. Cassius Bright? I do seem to remember hearing that name somewhere. Captain, isn't he that passenger? You know, the one who got off right before we left? Right, now that you mention it, there was one passenger who did get off. What do you mean? Well, there was this one passenger who disembarked the airliner right before we took off. A man who had been on board since the Royal City, and he did seem to have such a name if I remember correctly. What? But his name was on the passenger list. Well, since he got off right before we departed, there wasn't any time to document the changes. This would have been handled had we arrived in Relent, but we were attacked by the Sky Bandits en route, and things were left as they were. So that's what happened, huh? I thought it would have been awfully strange if Dad had been captured by the Sky Bandits. Well, it looks like our question has finally been answered. How ironic. Now wait a minute. Then, just what is Dad doing? With something this big going on, why hasn't he contacted us? Calm down, Estelle. I know you're as curious to know as I am, but thinking about it now isn't going to get us anywhere. Our focus needs to be on securing the safety of the hostages. Okay, you're right. I guess I'll just have to forget about it for now. Listen up, everyone. We are now going to go after the Sky Bandit leaders and arrest them. I know how you all must feel, but I need you to sit tight a little longer. We'll be waiting here. Good luck. If that's the case, we'll prepare for the worst. Our lives are in your hands. In other words, don't let us down. Leave everything to us. Alright, so it turns out Cassius is not with the passengers. Of course he's not. He's a capable bracer. How could he get beaten by these Sky Bandits? But, is there anyone in here we know? Prometheus? Blau? Most of these people would probably be from the capital, I would think. Lenore. Whoops, not again. Legaro. Sylvie. Trino. Yeah. Most of these are, I think they're from the capital. Honestly, I don't know most of these people by name. What about you? You're Barrel. Okay, whatever. I was just wondering if maybe there's any overlap with some people we've met thus far, but no, that is not the case. What it'll look like. Although, no, never mind. Okay, well, whatever. Well, when we pick up next time, we'll wrap up this case. We'll go take care of the Sky Bandits, you know, do whatever it is we gotta do, get these people out of here, and then move on. And after we solve this incident, maybe we can try to piece together, where the heck is Cassius? Where did he go? What's he doing? See you guys in the next one.